seem quite so long ago. The last time that I saw you, and ain't it funny how the memories grow? Seems they always fold around you. Tried to break you in a living hell, but they couldn't find a way, so they killed you in an H-block cell and hoped that all would turn away. Thought your spirit couldn't rise again, but you dared to prove them wrong. And in death you tore away the chains, let the world hear freedom's song.
And as I reflect back, it was a very painful and cruel time, but at that time the people had a great sense of pride, and they were proud, very proud of our hunger strikers, and at that time a lot of young people joined the ranks of the Republican movement and swelled the movement, and today they really are 1916 men. This generation is ours, 1916 men. They're very proud of their sacrifice, what they've done for what we've got today and of Ireland. And to see such a massive crowd here today, I'm honoured, and they still honour the hunger strikers and are I'm proud of my brother. I'm very proud of my brother, and they are very proud of my brother and the hunger strikers.
It's great today to see so many people out and honour Kevin Lynch. It's in Kevin Lynch's own town here in Dungiven, and it's great to see so many people over the years that supported the families. And the families appreciate it very much. It's good to see the young people. It's only now that the young people get in on the history of the 1981 hunger strike. And a lot of young people are very interested in schools and one thing and another, so they like to know heaven, and that's not alone going here, but it's going across to England and America. The young Irish people brought up in England and America, these countries, are all very much interested in the history of the hunger strike and the troubles.
The anniversary of the hunger strikes is always an emotional time for everyone, not just the families, because 1981 was a tough time for the whole country, and so the anniversaries, to see people marking them, as my mother used to say, no matter who was remembering the hunger strikers, was honouring them. And I think it's important that people come out, even though it's 31 years now, and in 50 years' time we're hoping to still be honouring the dead of the people who sacrificed their lives in such a long struggle within the H-blocks and with Ireland as a whole. And it's good to see the crowd in Dungiven. You know, in 1981 was a sad day when we buried Kevin Lynch, as it was throughout all of them, but it's great to see the crowds here in a celebratory mode. You know, we shed the tears all the time, but we actually still celebrate the victory they had at that time. As the young people continue the way we're going, you know, we'll eventually achieve the goal of the hunger strikers and republicanism in general.
Well, I'm very emotional about it, very sad. We walked behind the coffins of 10 young men, courageous young men who died in hunger strike, but we were just ordinary women doing extraordinary things at an extraordinary period in Irish history, and we'll never forget them. I'll never forget them. You know, I remember coming here to Dungiven, this very spot, when Cardinal Fee went into the H-blocks in 1970. We were doing a hunger strike. He hadn't even done the H-blocks in his first visit. And of course, as you remember, he came out and says he never said a thing like it was worse than the hellholes of Calcutta. I always remember that weekend. And you were doing all these things to try and break down the wall of silence that was around that absolutely awful place. And I think Cardinal Feast didn't. And then the relatives, ordinary women like ourselves, never spoke on platforms, didn't do anything other than rear children and whatever. Here we were tripping all over Ireland, tripping over Europe, sending people out to America. So we haven't forgotten them, and you can see that here today. The hunger strike is remembered all over the world, those who died, the prison struggle, all those who struggled all those years for justice. And there's a wee notice up there saying the revenge will be the laughter of our children. They'll carry the flag forward that the hunger strikers died for.
I'm here today because I think it's a fantastic way to pay tribute to those who died, and it's great to remember them. So as a young person, we all grew up listening to the stories about the hunger strikes, so it's brilliant in that way. And we had a weekend where we remembered them and had different talks on the hunger strikes. But we all think, in Sinn Féin Republican Youth, that the best way to pay tribute to them is by becoming active politically and to fight for what they died for. Where we are at today, Sinn Féin, all over this island, it's quite clear that we're going to deliver a United Ireland in this generation.
Obviously, every year, and it's now the 31st anniversary of the hunger strike, it's a very emotional time for Republicans all over the island of Ireland, and that's epitomised by the fact that here, in what is a massive crowd in Dungiven today, there are people from every one of Ireland's 32 counties. So I think it's obviously a great comfort to the families to know that the hunger strikers haven't been forgotten, far from it. It's quite noticeable looking at the crowd, at the number of young people who are not just marching, but actually participating in all of the surrounding events. So I think it's all part of the educational experience, but it's also very heartening to know that these are young people who are hugely supportive of the peace process and the role that we as Irish Republicans have played in trying to build a better future for them and for everybody else.
Raymond, a huge crowd here today and very much noticeable amount of young people. What's your own thoughts on this very emotional day?
Oh, absolutely. And I think particularly in Dungiven, which is the hometown of Kevin Lynch, and I think it is always very good that young people are now part of the history of the hunger strike. And I think the people in Dungiven will be very proud of the effort they put in, and obviously when you put the effort in, then out comes your reward. So I think today is a fitting tribute to all of the hunger strikers, but in particular to the people of Dungiven and Kevin Lynch himself.
31 years on, the legacy of the hunger strike very much at the heart of what we're doing today.
Absolutely, and I think the sort of significance and the legacy of the hunger strike continues to unfold. We have always known the significance of the hunger strike. The many shifts in our thinking came about as a result of the hunger strike. But I think when we all look back and particularly at the sacrifice there, and that always is a great dynamic. It also, in terms of just lifting your spirits whenever you're feeling sort of down or feeling sorry for yourself, then I think that the spirit of the hunger strikers always lets you know that in dark days there's always a bright future.
First of all, it's very heartening whenever you look around you and you see the crowds. We're marching there from 2 o'clock and crowds still coming in. And the whole of the town there of Dungiven turned out to honour the stilcory. So I think it's very, very important that occasions like this give people the opportunity to honour the comrades who lost their lives in those tragic circumstances 31 years ago, as you say. And one of the important things is that we'll have to remember that they died for a cause, and the cause when at the time we talked about political status and we talked about prison conditions, at the end of the day people knew that the struggle in the jail was about much more than that. It was about bringing peace and justice to the whole of Ireland and helping to create a new Ireland, which I feel very strongly that we are moving every day. We're moving into that new era, and every move that we make sees us further along that road to the new republic.
I feel very proud from where we've came, and it's just today in general, it's been amazing. It's good to see so many young people out come up 31st anniversary of the hunger strike. I think we need to get more people involved, especially a good turnout. Growing up, I've heard all the stories and the tales of the hunger strike, and it's great to be part of it. This commemoration makes me feel very proud, and there's so many young people. We can deliver. We are the generation that can deliver Irish unity.
I'm absolutely impressed by the crowd that came here today. Dungiven, as you know, we're the last town of a hunger striker to host the National Hunger Strike Commemoration, and to see just the crowd that's there, the participation, particularly of the people of Dungiven here as well, not only today but this entire weekend. We had a number of events yesterday which were incredibly well attended also, but this is definitely something very, very impressive, and very impressive for us Republicans who grew up during the hunger strike and seen the difficulties that existed at that time, and are seeing sometimes very small numbers coming out. What we see today is absolutely amazing. But there's also a legacy here within the Dungiven area, and we unveiled the mural to Kevin there yesterday, Kevin Lynch Parks in the town, the local hurling club named after him. We really actually took Kevin to our hearts, and we're incredibly proud of him, and indeed of all the other hunger strikers. So I think it's a fitting tribute that it is here in Dungiven today in North Derry, and that this crowd has turned out.
Run! Not a gate! Run! Just to get right!
I am a proud young Irishman in Ulster's hills. My life began a happy boy through green fields ran. I kept horse and man's horse. But when my age was barely 10, my country's wrongs were told again by tens of thousands of marching men, and my heart stirred to the cause. So I'll wear no convict's uniform, nor meekly serve my time, that Britain might grant Ireland's fight 800 years of crime.
Michael Gunn, 3rd of June 1974. Frank Starr, 12th of February 1976. Bobby Sands, 5th of May 1981. Francis Hughes, 12th of May 1981. Raymond McCreesh, 21st of May 1981. Patsy O'Hara, 21st of May 1981. Joe McDonald, 8th of July 1981. Martin Herson, 13th of July 1981. Kevin Lynch, the 1st of August 1981. Kieran Darwin, 2nd of August 1981. Thomas McAree, 18th of August 1981. Michael Devine, 20th of August 1981.
Please put your hands together for Michelle.
Well, I'm absolutely honoured and privileged to be able to have the opportunity to address the gathering 30 years on, 31 years on, 3 decades later, and I think the legacy of the hunger strike is alive and well. I think I'm particularly encouraged by the amount of young people that are here today, and I think that would be a message that I'd want to put it out there, that our generation will see the struggle for independence through to the end. It's this generation that will deliver, and it gives me great heart that there's so many young people. We had 11-year-olds singing around the end, absolutely spectacular. I mean, that's the future, that's what we have within the Republican circles, and that's what will be our strength. Unity has always been our strength, and that's the message I wanted to make clear today. And also the fact that in the darkest days of struggle, we stood together and we marched together and we protested together, and in this day and age we continue to do the same, and we will see our victory come through very soon. The British government obviously have a massive role to play, and they could start by butting out of our country once and for all. They could devolve the outstanding powers, they could remove the NIO, so they have a lot to answer for. They also need to be answerable in terms of their dirty war that they held here in Ireland. So I think we need to have more of that. We need to keep putting pressure on the British government, on the Irish government, and all the institutions to make sure that we drive forward our strategy. Particularly today I wanted to make a point that Sinn Féin has consistently called for the immediate release of Marion Price, Jerry McGough and Martin Curry, and we made that call again today. We've visited prisoners in the jails, we'll speak to any prisoners, and we'll challenge on humanitarian issues, on humanitarian grounds. We'll continue to challenge with whoever we need to, and that's Sinn Féin's consistent message. Regardless of whether or not you agree with our political strategy, we'll continue to drive forward. Well, the legacy of the hunger strike is alive and well today with all the young people that we have here. That gives me great confidence that they will drive the struggle through to the end. I have no doubt that they'll get involved. I've called today for every person to recruit one new member to Sinn Féin. Just think the pace of change, how much that would change if everybody did that, if everybody walked away today determined to recruit one new member. But the young people that were here, fantastic young people, energised, youthful, and I think that the hunger strikers, looking down 30 years later, the young people here are equally as proud of the hunger strikers and as equally determined to carry forward our struggle.
Run! Come again!